This is the July Junk Journal Challenge 2025. Let's go creating. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel. Today is day 45 of the 100-day project, and it is day, I wonder, I'm still not finding my prompt list. I believe it is day 15, but don't hold me to it. It might be completely off. I do know what the prompt is. The prompt is postcard. And you can see a postcard in front of me. It has writing on the back. I'm not showing it. It is personal. It is actually a personal postcard that was received when I was born. So this is a town on the beach in the Netherlands. It's Egmond aan Zee, and it was sent to my parents. So I have this and I want to do something with it. I want to preserve the writing on it. But I want to alter this because, you know, it doesn't even look like that anymore, I'm sure. So I am going to turn this into a steampunk postcard. And I'm going to do that by, I have so many supplies here. I don't even know where to start. I am going to do this by collaging these these tags, tickets, whatever they are, onto here. These are from the Mass Make March kit from Seven Plaza. And I have these. I've never used them. So I did fussy cut them for the most part. Like I just didn't do the corners. And I think they're really cute. And I think they would fit with this project really well. So that's step one. Step two is I am going to use my stamp set by Tracy Scott. And this is TS062. I've already used the pen and I've used bits and pieces of the key, but I want to turn this into a butterfly with the pen or the key, and then put the wings on it and everything. So I want to do that. And I'm going to do that with the help of my friendly Paper Artsy fresco finish paints. And the colors that I have are butternut, red lipstick, toffee, aquamarine, and truffle. I know, it'll work. I also have a couple of distress inks that are going to be helping, and that is Peacock Feathers, Vintage Photo, Speckled Egg, Rusty Hinge, and I think, do I have a red here? I do. I have a Fired Brick. So these are the ones that I am going to be using as well. I also have some chain that is a die that I have. So I've cut out a whole bunch of different ones out of book pages and different things. I also have some of these. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but we'll see. And I have some gesso. So that's the supplies that I have. You know, glue, paper, scissors, or glue, scissors, ruler, of course, a paintbrush if I need the gesso, glue, and I have a corner rounder as well because it is Monday. So I think I am good to go. Let's put some gesso on here. No. I'm going to glue. I'm going to put these on here. So I'm going to collage these on here. And I am going to use my this glue. This is the tacky glue. So I'm just going to use lots of glue, but not go overboard. I want to be able to dry this quickly. There we go. Glue, glue. And I'll put this one just off the center, right there. And of course, this card is very slippery. It's shiny. And then we'll just go one by one. Whoops, that's all right. Glue them to this. So I hope you guys had a great weekend this weekend. I did. I recorded some videos. I am working ahead again, and hopefully that works for me this week. It hasn't worked for me just yet. I want to just make the corner round. It hasn't worked for me yet. I've been trying to work ahead, and then something will happen and I am suddenly behind again. So the trick to a good collage is that there is no straight lines. So everything's got to be overlapping and a bit higgledy-piggledy. How do you say that? Got to be all over the place. So this week I only have to work 3 days. I am off Thursday, Friday, which is very exciting. I don't believe in working on my birthday, so that is why I took the 2 days off. Okay. And I'm cutting them off as I'm going so that it's not constantly getting glued to my to the bottom. Plus I can use the pieces on other spots. I'll keep this one aside for a second. Oh, I like that train. Probably go right there. So oops, lots of glue. Actually, it's not as much glue as you think. It's a really, really thin line that is coming out. So it's not a ton of glue, but it will hold it really nicely. And I'm going over just a little bit like that. There we go. Cut this off. And you see, this is pretty fast to collage something that is this size, as opposed to when we are collaging the bigger pieces. I think I want this right here. I'm very excited to see that Tim Holtz and Ranger are bringing out mini oxide inks. Now that I could get into, because I have all the distress inks, right? And I've never wanted to invest in another full set of the big ones. So that's why I've never gotten the oxides. I think they came out right after I had completed my collection, and you know, I'm missing a couple of colors because those are the newer ones, and they're not easy to come by in rural Manitoba. They just aren't. I wish I had a scorched timber. I do not. Make this a little bit more interesting. Because I don't want it to just be, oh yeah, that's a bunch of tickets and a butterfly made out of a pen on it. No, 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 no. I want this to be a proper mixed media project. I think I like this one the best. Let's put it right there. So what do you guys think? Like, would it be like Tuesday would be, if it's mixed media Monday, Tuesday could be trashy Tuesday, trash Tuesday. So making something that has been pulled out of the garbage, kind of. Do you think this is attached? No. But now it is. Here we go. How cute. Yeah, that works. Ta-da! I do want to constantly cut out the holes. So that I'm not covering them up. All right. Next. So I have some gesso. So I want this to shine through. So I'm not putting a thick layer on it. I just want a little bit of gesso just to tone it down just a little, and then I can go over it with the inks. Right here. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands and the paintbrush because I will need both after this, and I need both to be clean. Normally I would use my fingers, but I want to make little stripes of color. So I'm going to put a little bit of the paint right here on a margarine lid, I think, or maybe a takeout container lid. I have a palette. I very rarely use it. I usually use container lids because they work fantastic. Oh, the red lipstick is really thick. I apologize. It's not thick, it's just a really thin hole, small hole. There we go. So as you can see, what I'm going to do is I am going to just randomly on here, I'm just putting this over here. I don't know if you can see it still, but that's okay. So I'm going to randomly make stripes. And this is the butternut. It is a really nice, warm yellow, orangey color. It's not quite yellow, it's not quite orange, it's just that beautiful color in between. Right there, put a little bit right here. truly all I'm doing is creating some kind of masterboard. A little brown. I will have to wash the paintbrush out in a second because I don't want to mix the other colors with the brown and the yellow, because I don't want to make a mess. I want to make a masterboard of some kind. And I'll put this in the center a little bit more. This is the toffee. Let's use some red. And I'm using just the littlest bit. Like, I'll show you how much paint I am putting on my paintbrush. That is how much paint I have. Not a whole lot. And look how far that color goes. And that is why I love the Paper Artsy paints. It just stretches and it dries super fast. All I'm doing is putting some color down. I'll grab some aquamarine. Oh, look how beautiful, bright that is. Besides all these kind of muted colors, even the red is kind of muted compared to the aquamarine. Oh, beautiful. I love it. And you see, like, you can go over it. The other ones are not really showing all that much. These are opaque paints, except for the red. The red lipstick is a translucent. All the other ones are opaque. I think I'll use a truffle and I'll use some gold as well. I am going to call that good for the paint. And I'm going back to this. This is dry. I think I want to just use the peacock feathers. And all I'm doing is putting a little color over here. And because I've just sewed it, the color will actually go on there nicely, as opposed to if you were to put it on without the gesso. It just smooths it out a little bit better. And we always go with threes. There. Little rusty hinge in there. And this is just the colors to bring out, to make it seem steampunkish a little bit. Doesn't have to be fantastically steampunk. This is just a wink at steampunk, I think. A little bit right here. And then we'll use some of the fired brick. And I've got way too much on my brush, so I'll just blend it into everywhere. There we go. That's what I got. There we go. We'll take these off, take this off, and I'll put this right here and hold it down with the magnets. I think I want to use this one. And this one, I've never used this one before. And put it down. Well, that's what it's going to have to be because it moved. Oh, you're perfect. Almost. Give it one more. Perfect. Okay. So before I do anything, I'm just letting these dry. Letting these dry really well before I start cutting them out. So meanwhile, I can put some gold onto these chains. I'm just going to grab my palette again and put a little gold on there. And normally I would use my fingers, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just using the paintbrush. I don't want them to be fully gold. I just want little brush strokes on it, showing a little gold, but nothing too crazy. That's not. This looks like a bicycle chain. Anybody ever heard of a gold bicycle chain? That's all I need. So now I have too much gold paint. So what I'll do is I'll just gild up the edges. And I'll probably use some of the gold on the key as well, while I have it out and while it is wet. Oh, how pretty. It doesn't take a lot. It is super shiny. And I just need some little gold paint to put on the key. I do want the other colors to somewhat come through. Totally dry. So now I have to fussy cut these out. They're pretty basic shapes, so I don't need, it's not going to take very long. So my storage was full and I did not realize that. So what happened in the meantime? I took all the chains that I had painted up and I put them on here. I think that looks really cool. So they just have some gold paint on it. This is a piece of ribbon. And then I took my fussy cuts and I just put some gel pen on there. So I've just been kind of coloring in a little of the spots with some gel pen, and I'm going to continue on with that with this one. Then I also have some Nuvo drops that I'm going to put on once I glue this onto the page. I still need to put some of this on here. There we go. Very, very pretty. Oh, and I need to put some right there. So I want to put the key down flat, like that. And I'm just going to glue it down. I've already fussy cut around all, or not fussy cut, yes, obviously I've fussy cut them. I've already inked around everything, so I don't need to do that. I can just glue it down. Right. There. And then I'm going to take the wings. I want to put them like that, but I want to give them a little dimension. So I think I want to glue them. I want to use glue right here. And I need to put them a little bit more like that. There. And then these are going to go right here as well. And do I want to put them underneath? No, I want to. Oh, I am seeing something. There, I'm going to cut just a little bit off of this one, so that when I put it down, it's not going to be all the way over top of it. There we go. Now I want to use some 3D foam. I'm not going to make them all the way attached to the page because I don't think that would look cool, but I do want to put a little 3D foam right under here. So that they stand out a little bit more and they don't fall flat. That's what I'm doing. So now I'm just going to use the Nuvo drops and I'm going to put them on these dots. I'm just dotting them. Just to get that extra color and dimension and movement on there. Simply white, so they should just be the white ones. And I want to put some right there. Yep, that's perfect. because if you're using just a gel pen, it doesn't give it that lift, and the Nuvo drops give it that little bit of a lift. There we go. So I hope you're enjoying this video. Make sure that you give me a thumbs up. It helps me, and it helps me know what I can work on next, because I can see what you guys are looking at and what you're enjoying. And I know that you're enjoying the stamping. I know you're enjoying me coloring them. So that is something that I definitely want to continue with. But I want to know what else you enjoy as well. I think I want to put some blue Nuvo drops right on here. So by giving me a thumbs up, I know that you like it. And also make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you know what is coming up for Tuesday, for day 46, and I think day 16 for the junk journal challenge. So if you subscribe, you will get a notification that tells you, hey, Create Junk Journals by with Mary Lou has released another video, and then you can watch it. Hope you enjoyed this. Here is my finished project. I will post pictures at the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Have yourselves a lovely rest of the Monday.